Who's Lizarazo? Oh,
Oh shit, he
Yeah,
coming on here? What's up, dude?
I'm hopping on here because it's easier for me to talk than to just type in your chat the whole time.
Yeah.
And I'm away from family now, so I can hop in.
Mm.
I hear you guys talking about your wallets, and I did a bunch of research on this shit all last week, so it's just easier for me to say. From my understanding, in terms of security, like least hackable, Coinbase wallet seems to be the safest one. Also, if you're ever going to do any kind of like taxes, things like that, I believe Coinbase wallet also gives you all the proper legal documentation to do so.
Coinbase doesn't do it yet. They don't give you tax forms. What they do is, and it's not good at all. There's something that does it, but it does like some. It's supposed to integrate with Coinbase, where you could like upload a CSV of all the stuff, but it's not good. And then there's some other thing that it does integrate with that can look at your transactions, figure out call spaces, selling, and all that stuff.
Or
But it does do it. It's not great, but it does kind of do it. But they're not releasing tax forms yet. Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's like what you said. It's like a CSV file that you download. I talked to
it's better than nothing. It's better than just
I talked to Falcon Fucker about it, and that's what he uses, and he's been using, a wallet. He's got there's like I'm sure you know the difference between like a cold wallet and a hot wallet, which I guess a cold wallet's like a thumb drive where you keep all your shit on. So nobody can hack it because
and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah, I got 2 of those.
Oh, you got 2 of them. Damn.
Got the Nano and the Nano S, and then I just got this one, but I didn't use this one. The Ledger Nano S. But these had some interesting issues with them, so I don't know too much about what wallets are good. That was like early. That first one I got. Yeah.
Yeah, also, I looked into Exodus. Exodus seemed to be another popular one as well.
I never even heard of that one.
Yeah.
I remember Trezor and Ledger.
So I think, Trezor is like the physical hardware one, right? And then I think Exodus is a hot wallet. And I think one of the good things about Exodus is they have like a partnership with Trezor. So I think you can, so you get the exchange online with Exodus, which has like, they've got like a phone app and a desktop app. And then once you collect enough coin, if you decide you want to upgrade, your security and download everything to a hardware wallet, then they've got like they got a deal set up with Trezor where you can just download it to that.
A nice integration type deal. Just go. Nice.
It looks clean too. Exodus looks clean. I actually haven't picked the wallet just yet. I ended up getting Coinbase Pro in terms of, like from everything that I was reading, because there's all these different exchanges, and Coinbase Pro, even though some of their fees were a little higher than other places, I guess what you're paying for is just kind of like the safety. They're like more secure than a lot of the other platforms, but turns out there's a difference between Coinbase Pro and just Coinbase, which Coinbase Pro is just more like a trading platform. It's just got like more graphs and candlestick graphs that you're looking at. So like if you do a lot of trading, I was looking at the app, and I don't think it's that confusing.
They used to call it something else back in the day. I don't know if you remember what they used to call it. It wasn't Coinbase Pro. No. They stopped it for a little while. What was it called?
Yeah, it was called GADX, right? GADX?
GDAX. That's what it was called. GDAX. Yeah. That's basically what that is now. Yeah, I saw that the other day. I was like, Coinbase Pro, what is that?
That's why I never used Coinbase Pro.
It's just basically like level 2 for.
That's it. You can see the books.
Crypto. It's just you could just see all of the stuff the same way you can with stocks. Like you said, it just give you all of the bells and whistles. You can see the candlesticks and transactions.
Right, and I think my understanding is the difference between that and just the regular Coinbase is because it's not as detailed.
Coinbase is just transactional. It's not. It's not made for trading.
Right. So they have, because they simplify it, I think they're like maker taker fees are like higher. So like when you buy, they take a higher, whenever you sell, because they don't take, in Coinbase, they don't take a cut when you buy, they take a cut just when you sell. And they've got like some sort of like flat fee percentage integration in place. Whereas on Coinbase Pro, because you're going the pro route and you've got to do more research, there's like a percentage to buy and sell, but it's like 0.05% or something.
I think
like
that was the case too back when it was GDAX, because I
Yeah.
remember people always saying to do stuff, even though it was technically kind of the same place, they would do it on GDAX because I think the fees. It doesn't make that. I guess they charging you for the convenience. I guess
It's
Yeah.
low, definitely low fees in the pro version.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure GDAX was like that. Like I remember people recommending if you wanted to buy crypto to do it there because it was cheaper than just doing it in the regular Coinbase joint.
Yeah. So that was actually, GDAX was what, Abe talks about Falcon Fucker all the time. That's kind of what he recommended. He was like, yeah, I used to buy all my Bitcoin in GDAX. And if I was going to do any trades or anything, I would do it in there. And then once I was done doing everything, I would just download everything. And he uses his Coinbase wallet.
They're supposed to IPO later this year too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, no
So
shit.
they're the big boys.
Yeah, I'm waiting for them. Coinbase is the big boys. They be
Of
Big
that,
Daddy.
as far as US based, I don't know
Hell
about
yeah.
globally,
Right.
but for the US, Binance is actually big, but that's not US based though. I don't think
They're not. I think they were for a little while.
things like Europe or
And I
something. I'm
can't
not sure.
remember what the details were. I don't know if it was Europe or China. I don't know what the details were, but they're no longer legal in the States, because I actually found these videos from like several years ago on YouTube where there was a hack where you could like bypass fees altogether, and it was like you buy in GDAX and transfer to your Binance and then download somewhere else, and you can
They
avoid
got a
having to pay.
Binance US site. I wonder if you could even do anything. I don't use Binance though, but I
Yeah.
just remember that was one of the main ones back in the day.
Yeah.
It still is a big one though, but yeah, I don't think for the US it's big. But that and KuCoin's what I use. KuCoin
Yeah.
and fucking and Coinbase.
There was this other site that I came across called crypto.com, and they only take like 0.1%, but I want to say they're one of the sites that might have gotten hacked in the earlier days. I can't remember if that's them or if it was somebody else. But they also have like a credit card program. So, or I don't know, credit or debit. I don't even know what you would call it. But they've got like a card that you can get in the same way you get reward points. Like if you get like a credit card from your bank, if you use their card, they've got certain fees if you're like pulling out of an ATM or if you're going to like a store and spending money on the card. But then they've also got reward points as well, depending on these different cards that you get. So I thought that was pretty interesting as well. They've got all these different colors and different values that you can get. So that way you can just spend it, just go out and spend it like normally.
That's dope.
I told you earlier the Lolly app is basically the honey money saving app, but you get crypto back. But because it appreciated so much, the little bit was in there ended up being like $100. And the Brave browser app, I told you I ended up cashing out. I might have had it for a year, so it's not a whole lot of money, but it was $250 in there. They just accumulated, I guess, whenever I left the browser open. It was showing me ads that I never saw. Yeah.
Nice.
The crypto things.
Yeah, it's funny. I brought that up in like one of my work meetings, or I had like a team lunch today with my coworkers, and kind of started going down that rabbit hole. And like some of the big talk right now is kind of like how the Ethereum blockchain is going to affect like the environment, because Abe was talking about gas prices. I guess the intricacy of the blockchain, for transactions requires like a lot of processing and data mining, which is like good for the miners because it's so like I guess hardware intensive that they make good coin off of those transactions, those gas prices. But as it happens more and more and more often, you're going to need much more hardware and processing, which is going to be like I guess a bigger carbon footprint on the environment. And they were talking about how there's other companies that are like you can pay them to offset some of your carbon footprint. for your transactions. But I partially listened to a podcast today where I guess the creator for Ethereum is changing the way the blockchain's kind of stabilized, and they're going to create like an Ethereum 2.0.
Oh yeah,
And
yeah.
I haven't read the details, but it's like I guess they've got something called it's like proof of work versus proof of stake. I think is what the difference is. And it just essentially are. I think what it comes down to is just the rules on the ownership that you have on the blockchain. If you are like a miner, so if you're mining, I think if you have like proof of work, the more work you do, the more coin you get and you can spend and do things more. Whereas if you have like proof of stake, like you have stake in the blockchain, but you have to like there's like limits on what you can do with that stake, which means there's going to be less processing, less transactions, and should, in theory, bring down gas prices. And bringing down overall transactions means that it's going to be better for the environment. That's kind of what I read. Obviously, a lot of the miners don't like that because, if they're making good coin off of the mining and they want to spend it, they're going to want to be able to do that. But I have to read about it a little more because, yeah, it's that the way all of that works, that whole infrastructure is just, it's kind of mind blowing as to how detailed it is. Like,
yeah.
Just hearing all these guys talk about it, like, definitely like computer nerds that just like dreamed up this whole virtual world that's now becoming like a reality more and more.
Oh,
That was the informant Lizarazo like reporting.
I just figured, I was like, I got a lot I want to say about this. It'd be easier if I just jump in.
What'd you say though? What?
What's up?
Oh, you said his name. All right, I see it now.
He's like, what you call me?
No, I was like, what did you call him? The informing lizard.
Informer.
What the hell?
I'm gonna cut that. I'm gonna cut that into the podcast too. The informant. Just that part. NFT drops. NFT knowledge.
NFTs, the future.
Yeah.
When you drop in the first Lizarazo NFT, yeah.
Dude, I don't even know, man. It's just, I gotta understand how it works. It feels like the way it works with like art may be different than the way it works with music. Maybe it's the same. I'm not sure. I just gotta read more about it, see what platform is the best. Because I guess a lot of the platforms that I've come across are mostly art, like the Nifty Gateway, things like that. Kenny Beats had a NFT drop. I don't know if you saw that.
Nah. What is it?
Yeah. I don't know. Let's look it up.
Type it in Google or something. But I mean, like, is it music related or no?
No, I mean, I think it's art.
Yeah, I'm about to art this whole shit up with this NFT. All right. Let me tell you. I don't get it.
Abe's an artist now. He didn't tell you yet? He's an artist now.
What's your age? Oh, yeah. What was he? Little.
Young
what
ISB.
Young ISB.
Yes.
Young ISB. Young ISB.
I'll probably try to do something this weekend. And
I just dropped it in
the Nifty Gateway. Yeah, I was on there with the Google. When we sold it for $25.
NFT. I would have never thought this would be like in the news. I was like, what is NFT? I knew what crypto and stuff was, but I never, even when they added the tab in coin and KuCoin, I was just like, why do they have this here? What is NFT here for? It's been there for a while. Now all of a sudden this shit is, see, I don't know how many headlines I've seen where they talking about NFT. Of course, all kind of different genres of stuff. Finance news, regular news, this type of news, NFT. This. Like, wow.
I think that $69 million price.
Yeah.
The people.
That shit everywhere.
So me, I think I sent it to y'all on Bandcamp, but I don't think y'all understood it. But like, yeah, me and him were on a compilation that guy did the artwork for. like a
Wow.
few years ago.
I knew of Beeple like 10 years ago because Beeple was doing like visual and digital artwork with a lot of like the experimental producers out in California, like Flying Lotus and all those guys. He was like making weird artwork for them. And there's this guy in San Antonio, his name's Ernest Gonzalez. He was on a record label in California called Friends of Friends Records. And they had another crew in San Antonio called Subculture. And they wanted to do a compilation with all the San Antonio, Austin producers. And they asked Abe and myself to submit a track. And the artwork that they, I guess, commissioned for the release is artwork by Beeple. $70 million man.
Two
You know what this
degrees of
made me think?
separation.
You know who this made me think of? Abe, the NFT stuff and art was Westside.
He gotta have one, right? I'm gonna type that up in
And you
Google.
know what I noticed? I did happen to be looking on Spotify, and I don't want to say people are biting his style, but I felt like I seen a lot of art covers that I was just like, this. I don't know. It just seemed like coming from the kind of artwork style that he's been doing. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I have to show you. You will see what I'm saying. Like people blotching out the faces of.
Yeah.
But it might be a little bit different, but it's still like they were kind of the ones where, you know, really doing the artwork like that in these weird covers. But I kind of noticed that too. But he came to mind when I thought about this NFT stuff in art since he's into it. I wonder if he starts doing shit with it. I'm sure.
Dude, I was telling
sure
Rob he needs to start doing this shit. I'm sure he's got enough crypto in his wallet to just set up and enough content to just get going.
Yeah, because I mean that is his, you know, that's at this point that's kind of his thing. But I feel like also with him, you know, I don't know his feelings on it, but I feel like he usually only does work for clients. So I don't know if he has any like personal art that he could put up there. So I don't know if he can reuse a lot of that art or not.
Dude, he showed me. So I went to like before I left Texas back in December. I went over and had dinner at his place, and he showed me some crazy 3D shit that he made back in the day for a friend using like an Xbox camera.
Yeah,
and it was literally like his friend like just sitting down, and it looked like the back of his head exploded. It had like spikes sticking out of it. It was all 3D. It was trippy as fuck. It looked badass. That was like the first thing that popped in my head. I was like, you need to link up with your homie and just say, hey, can I put your blown up head on an NFT? Because the shit looks cool as fuck, dude. Like that was like the first thing that came to my head.
You missed the earlier segment where we was talking about the dude in Brooklyn selling NFT farts, you know?
Oh, what? That's a thing?
Yeah. You could Google it. Like, but I mean, yeah, it's a thing. He only made like, you know, a couple of $100, but still that's farts for a couple
so
of
that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning, right? Because the whole idea of the NFT is not just the initial sale, it's all the ones that follow. So maybe he'll get bored of his farts and want to sell his farts to somebody else, and if somebody else wants to buy,
maybe he got 10% royalty on that fart, you know? Maybe.
I mean, I hope so. That's the whole point behind the NFT, right?
Yeah, I guess we should hope that he did. I suppose so.
That he's getting his fair share of this fart, of the fart.
Yeah, man.
The fart publishing, that he's getting his fart publishing.
Man.
I posted in the chat earlier, but I had to leave because I was doing some stuff with my dad. But
yeah,
Plastician was, and I listened to a little bit of the conversation just because he was doing it live on stream and I was working, so I couldn't really pay attention. But he made an interesting point about like how he thinks the NFT market's going to take off with like what are they called, like micro purchases in video games? Is that the official term?
That's what I was kind of talking about earlier.
Yeah. So he made this interesting. You know, at first I was like, okay, so like micro purchase is already a thing. So what's really new there? Where he was like, well, let's just say you're in GTA 5 and you come across like a specific outfit, or you come across a specific weapon that's only in GTA 5. Well, you buy the NFT, and so what that means is you're buying the code of what that gun looks like that maybe only exists in that game, and then maybe you go play Halo or play Call of Duty, and then you own that code, and it's on the blockchain, right? So it's like a Lego piece that you can just drop into something else that's into the blockchain. And maybe you just show up in your Halo game or your Call of Duty, and now you've got your gun for that game.
Your
Maybe
custom
you
gun.
maybe you get tired of this, like, super soaker looking weapon that you're using in Halo, and you want something else, and somebody else wants to buy it off you. You just sell it to them, and then the whole thing just kind of snowballs into the whole video game ecosystem. And that was really interesting. That makes me think of that. What's that movie? Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
makes.
I didn't see that movie, so why y'all say that?
I kept on telling y'all about this. I'm like, the world is coming
But
to
what
this.
what about it reminds you of this? Like, because I never seen that movie.
So
it was.
I'll let Duke say it.
You like, I'm just super simple. I wake up in the morning, I log online into my game, and it's like open world, and I could make money in my game. Like, you're gonna coins and everything. Like, that's what you're doing. It has a story. You can sell shit to niggas. It's open world. Everybody's
Right.
on.
But the money translates to real life, or
The money
that's just basically how people
translate
really.
to real life. So, like, if they want to eat some food, she's like, you spent all the money in the game. It's dope.
It's really the whole concept behind it is that you live in. They call it the Oasis, and I guess it was a book before it was a movie, right?
Yeah.
But it's so. What ties to what I was talking about NFTs, for example, is like the main character drives a DeLorean, for example. Well, we know the DeLorean's part of a movie, but in this open world, he has the ability with the coins that he's earning, doing things. He can, his costume's different, his hair is different. He can change that all the time. He can buy different outfits, and from like other games. So he's got a DeLorean. There's another character who's got like the Akira motorcycle, and so you'll see all these references to like Donkey Kong and like other video games or movies integrated into this one world, and you can literally have whatever you want that's ever been created in that domain as long as you have enough tokens.
As long as you can buy it.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I was saying. Look, like you were talking about characters, Abe, and what that would look like in a tournament. Just think, people already skins, stuff like he's talking about, like customizing your character. I could kind of see some sort of implementation of this with that, and then you can make things exclusive, right? Like you're saying, this is only in GTA, or there's only whatever. There's only so many you could get, and then that's obviously right gonna scarcity make things exclusive. People are gonna want to pay more to have the golden gun or whatever the hell it is their weapon, because there's only 5 golden guns or whatever the hell it is. I don't know. I could see it. I could see that being a thing for sure.
Now, what's interesting to hear him talk about too is just because he runs a record label, so for him it's like the aLr aspect behind it. So I know you guys talked a little bit about, there was that one guy who sold his publishing, which like, as artists we want.
It's only one song too, by the way, so it's not that big a deal. It's just one song.
Well, if that's your big song, it could be a big deal. But at the same time, for, I guess the way Plastician was kind of describing it, it's like it gives the opportunity for the buyer to invest in the song.
Yeah.
So, for example, you sell your publishing along with it. So whoever buys that NFT owns 50% of the publishing. In regular publishing deals, a lot of times artists only own about 10%. So 50 is not even that bad. But if you get like a real publisher who gets placements for you, a lot of times that split is like, 10 to the artist, 90 to the publishing company. So what you can do is you can eliminate these like middlemen by setting up an NFT, because somebody comes along and they hear your song and maybe they think it's got potential for, so like music supervisors, for example, right? They're always having to hit up all these publishers like, hey, send me some songs. I need something that's like this vibe. But if a music publisher just a music supervisor eliminates that, and they start going down the NFT rabbit hole, and let's say they find a song by, It Should Be Easy, and they're like, yo, this beat goes hard, I think it'd be really good on this song. They just buy it. They own the rights to it. You get 50, they get 50. It's now within their interest to get that song as many placements as possible.
It could change a lot of shit. When you start talking about that, it started making me, and I'm not into music shit like y'all are. Like literally, y'all know I'm not. But when I think of the playlist stuff, because you know how playlists are a big driver, but it's just other people's songs. But now imagine, right? Like you own the playlist because you own the NFTs, or you know what I'm saying? Like it could change the dynamics of like
you end up becoming the manager for the song instead of the actual artist, essentially, and you can have control. So like let's say maybe like you were saying, maybe you don't make music but you enjoy listening to it, and you hear something that's like, hey, that could be a hit. I know these people, let me go ahead and buy that NFT, and now I have this song. I own the copyright, I've got proof of it from the blockchain, and I can push this out, and as this song does better, I get benefits from it, and so will the artist. And maybe I get tired of doing it and I sell it to somebody else. The artist will still get a cut of that, and
it's almost like multi-level marketing, and not quite, not like one-to-one, but like in a sense. But I'm just saying though, in a sense, because like you say, you're incentivized. Other than being a fan and you own it, like you got royalty rights. Depending who you are, you might be incentivized to do that. You could just be some advertising dude that might have never even been thinking about buying music because you're not in the music industry, but because of this, you could now be like, all right, I know how to promote. Maybe I'm not in that industry, but I could just buy this myself and just start promoting it because I know how to do that. I don't have to be from a record label or like you saying, or whatever.
Yeah. And it's kind of like the stock market as well, right? Because I mean, you start investing in stock, and maybe, you know, like I'm not in pharmaceuticals myself personally, but I read about this one company who might be doing some crazy shit for medicine, and I think it'll go well. So I put money into that company, and as that company does well, like I benefit from that.
Right.
So it's kind of like the same thing. You're just putting an investment in an artist, and so like one of the things that I remember Abe having a lot of trouble getting, wrapping his head around when Beeple started selling these things and they were going for like 80,000, and he was saying it's like, well, it's just a JPEG, I can screenshot that. I think there's just more to it than that, because you have full ownership now. Let's say somebody wants to use that art for some crazy digital museum somewhere and they have to pay for a placement on there. Now that whoever owns that NFT, if they say, hey, you own Beeple's NFT of Donald Trump looking like a giant, destroying the city or whatever, I want to put that in this digital museum that I'm setting up, what will it cost me to have this placed up there? It's no longer up to Beeple to decide whether that can happen or not. The original owner of that artwork can say, put it up for this amount of money, and Beeple will get a cut and the owner will get a cut. So it's more than just I own a JPEG. It's like you own the copyright. And for something that's as valuable as somebody like Beeple,
I was going to say, is that really the case? Is he selling it like that? Because I know some of these contracts say just personal use only. Like you can't use it commercially, which I don't think your example is a commercial use, but I know some of these things are like, yo, you're
buying terms.
Yeah. So I don't know if the Beeple terms.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Because some of these contracts where they're selling things for 6 digits, they're like, yeah, you get it, you get this JPEG, but you can't use it for nothing outside of nothing personal. And I still own all the rights for like if I want to make money off of it,
That's like any other contract, though. NFT.
So I'm not saying even I don't know the Beeple ones, but some of them do exist like that. Where
but think about this: about in a world where this is a completely different thing, but where everything's content hunger. We talk about like the Eddie movie coming to America being bought by Amazon before it was even released for X amount of money. What if this could make the market for content creators different? Because if you could just NFT your movies, right? Like, Apple could just start buying up the rights to short movies that people are putting up, or these companies could start, using this as an avenue to just start buying up content or the rights to it per se, right? Like the rights to the content. I don't know.
It might lead that way. It might lead that way.
Yeah.
It might lead that way because if it like you said with the music, NFT selling music, if that happens, like I think it is, I think it's already happened already. But as you said, your man is selling fart noises, so, so that's that right there lets you know that NFTs with sound already now. So music,
If it is to become something, people
hell
better
yeah,
be cautious about, especially like the celebrity people about, right, like the deals that they put in, or even independent people to often talk about not knowing their value. But right, like if you make the deal too sweet, like you kind of alluded to like the stock market kind of thing, that's kind of a good, that's an interesting perspective on it. You could buy something like with the anticipation that like this shit might be a hit in the future or be worth something in the future. I'm just gonna buy the rights to it now. Maybe it's cheap, but like think about that. What if you buy the next hit or cult classic 5 years from now? This song is did some shit that got rediscovered or whatever. It maybe wasn't initially this and blew up, but now like when else would you be able to own it or even be able to have access to buy a song from an artist or something like that? I know you could buy songs like that, but this just opens up the marketplace like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
And at the end of the day, it's beneficial for both parties, right? Because musicians are getting the shit under the stick left and right, and has been that way for a really long time. So it kind of just eliminates that, and it's for whatever reason, people are more likely to listen to something when you're like, "Hey, I heard this artist; it's really good. You should check it out." Than if I'm just like blasting you on like DMs, like, "Hey, man, listen to this. Listen to my track. Listen to my hottest beat." For whatever reason, people are more likely to listen to like, "Hey, I came across this one track, this guy I don't know. It's really good. I think you'd like it." So it just gives them more incentive to try and market and spread your music. And like same thing, maybe they'll get tired of it, and somebody else will be like, "Oh, I'll buy that off of you," and then it just starts snowballing.
hey, when do you think the labels will start? When do you think they'll start buying the NFTs up?
He already built an NFT calendar.
It's 360, 360, the new 360 deal. I get 50%
They
of
probably
your
don't
NFT.
like this though. This probably something
Probably
they probably
not.
don't.
Because now,
particularly
like, in theory, it's still a while for mainstream, right? But in theory, that could fuck up the Spotify game, so.
I can fuck up a lot of shit.
Yeah.
It's beneficial to the artist.
It
Yeah.
could be disruptive. Yeah, there's a lot of implications from it. Where
But
it
that
goes
comes with
and how
the
it
I
works.
bet. So I'm signed to this label, yada yada yada. Like the mixtape work, fuck that. These niggas ain't getting no money off my mixtape work. So I'll go the NFT route for my mixtape work. I make money on
Right.
that one. They can't get mad about that because that's just bullshit I'm doing. If I sign, like you said, the terms and all that in the contract of, the 360s and nowadays and all this bullshit they got going on, yada yada yada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Shit
trying. I'm
drop.
trying
And
to.
it only makes sense that things get more digital, though, right? Like that's clearly the direction things are moving in. It only makes sense that things start to change. They might look kind of funny in the beginning, like all things do, I suppose. I suppose the
Right.
first car looked funny to people that looked at it, or you know what I mean? So
First Street Fighter looked crazy. First
anything, the beginning of everything looked. The internet looked crazy when the shit came out. Like
Yeah, you seen that
we
Space Jam
didn't know it was
website?
gonna be like this at all. It didn't look like this at all. I mean, it did in a sense, but
Yeah.
you know, that was the
Dialing in was a
start. That
pain in
was
the
just
ass.
the start of that. So this, we might be seeing the beginnings of, right, like certain things moving more and more to the digital space. Look, we ain't even in the same look. We talking to each other digitally with video. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, the phone's been around for a while, but how else would this have been possible?
Yeah.
Like, what? Just look
For
how
free
things have
too.
come, right?
Yeah.
Right, and for free. So, but nobody would have foresaw this. You know what I'm saying? Looking at my first little flip, whatever crap phone, that this is what this would have evolved into, and all the utility from it. So, I don't know. This could just be the early. You know what I'm saying? The early journeys are just things changing.
That's what I'm trying to get Abe on. Like, you know, sometimes we'll often say, I'll wait for somebody else. I'll wait to see if somebody else has success on it, and if they do, then I'll give it a go. And I feel like, you know, that can sometimes be what kind of holds you back, because you got to wait for somebody else to have success in something before you dive in and try it. At that point, someone's already done it. It's a little harder to get integrated that way.
Buy the rumor, sell the news, right?
Yeah. So it's just like try to get ahead of the game there. I've been trying to get Abe on this Audius thing. Has he talked to you guys about Audius?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not the music guy, but you brought it up with Duke, and y'all Chop brought it up. I
was trying to get him to. I was like, "There's no podcasts on there. You could be the
still
first
no
guy
podcast because they won't accept it."
So okay. So you're uploading like 5-6 hours of content in one go. Was that platform designed for that? It doesn't seem like it.
It doesn't seem like it. It's a shame.
But people are uploading DJ mixes, right, for like an hour or so. You know, I made a suggestion, and I still think it's a good one, and I'll bring it up to the guys to see what they think. Is if he just cuts up the audio like per subject or something like that. So it's like people aren't looking at 6 hours of content, but maybe it's like, hey, this is just like the comic book section, which is like maybe like a 45-minute segment. And then that way somebody looks at it and they click on it and like, I'm going to listen to this 45-minute section of them talking about comic books. And it would just like, if he did, you know, you guys are doing like 5-6 hours a week, that would give him like 45 minutes to an hour he can upload every day. It would give him new content to upload. He would have the only podcast on Audius. So somebody would probably listen to it. I just think, you know, he said it would be too much work and too little reward, or too little payout was the exact word he used.
Is that what I used?
Is that what it was? Wow, Abe, too little payout. Wow, you've been hanging with Duke too much. Wow, Abe, wow.
I don't know. I think it's an interesting opportunity. I don't know if you guys have met Steve, but I talked to Steve Statics. He's got a podcast that's pretty funny. That's like it's about an hour long, and it's just him and his homie. They like shit on Texas government and, you know, talk about, you know, creativity and kind of what inspires them. It's just an hour long. But I was like, hey, you guys should just put it on Audius. Like there's an option to upload podcasts, and I've been on here and there's not a single podcast. And they're getting more people on here. One of the, who did I recently see? There was a comedian on here. Hannibal Buress recently got on here, and he's got like 40 followers or something stupid like that. So
there's definitely something to being first into space. I don't know what it is about it.
I feel like the worst thing that'll happen is, you know, nothing.
That's true.
You know.
The Abe said it don't got enough payout, right?
Yeah, I mean the payout down the road is supposed to be Audius coin, which I will assume if this platform takes off, you know, it's completely decentralized. Ownership's in the hands of the artists and people who are involved in it.
Oh, that's fine.
And if you get in early, you know, it's not tradable in the U.S. market yet. I mean, you can see the value of it on like exchanges, but I feel like if it does take off eventually, it will be something that'll be tradable. And if a lot of, you know, I didn't even know about this like yesterday, but apparently there's been like protests outside like the Spotify building since COVID started happening because of their shitty payout system. So SoundCloud came out with a new royalty payout system, which they announced like last week. I don't know if you saw that, Duke.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so they had like a little talk on how they're changing their payout structure, where it's not based on the amount of streams that you have anymore. It's based on the amount of fans that listen to you. So if a fan's paying $10 a month and all they do is listen to aLr boosh, that full amount that they're paying for goes towards aLr boosh instead of being split up on the amount of streams that you're getting, which, you know, could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I mean, they're the first company to do it like that. So It'd be interesting to see.
They
where
trying
that
to at
goes.
least try different type of ways. I don't think there's gonna be like a perfect solution. Everyone's gonna be
There
like,
isn't. No. But
yay, I'm
what's in-
rich. Everyone's rich. Like I
Well,
don't think that.
What's
that
interesting
happens.
about the audience is you get ownership in the platform, and if it does get big, it only means that value is going to go up.
What do you think, Abe Audius?
I'm on there. I'm not on there.
Just not the podcast.
I
Not the
tried. They
podcast.
said no. They said no. The load's too heavy. That's their quote. The load is too heavy.
Which is why my suggestion was chop it up into like.
Hey man, if you guys want to chop it up for me, that's totally cool. I don't have interest.
How long does it take you to chop up audio? It's not even video; it's audio.
Abe, Abe ain't interested. He ain't at the monetization stage yet.
He will like Abe will like edit video and render this shit for like 16 hours. He used to come over to my place, and we'd go out to shows, and he's like, "Let me render this video real quick because
16-hour fucking render."
By the time we come back. Yeah, 16-hour render.
Fucking Apple.
I think chopping up that audio would take much less. Chopping up that audio would take much less time, and you could just upload.
But I didn't have to spend 16 hours on it. I just pressed play, and then I couldn't use the computer for 16 hours. But then we could go do things, you know. Yeah. That was the difference. If I had to render it manually for 16 hours, there might not have been no podcast. I'm losing you.
By doing that, so you need your computer.
Hold on. Stop talking. All right, now you could start it. I'm waiting for you to. I don't know, my internet catch up. Start again now. Start talking again now.
What I was saying is, you're saying that by doing the rendering, you're losing time on your computer because you can't do anything else once you hit play or once you start rendering. But isn't there a computer right now you're not really using it all? It's like the Mac. You said you didn't even know where it was earlier. You have to look for it.
I feel like I kind of heard what you said, but it was just kind of iffy, like
chopping in and out.
Yeah, that's why. So it's like,
let me try and leave and come back with it.
All right.
Yeah, the editing part is a little too crazy. I understand you when you come to editing. That's a lot of work.
It is. It's a manual thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know, at the same hardest is
keep your shit the hardest.
So I watch it that does that influencer.
Yeah.
He has like he has like 2-3 hours of content, but they chop it up. Every subject is chopped up. So he's talking about this. He has a title for this. You go to that, and then you watch that subject, and then he has another subject. I bet you didn't watch another subject.
Abe don't like that. He don't even like when people do that. So.
Oh yeah, I don't even consume like too many people who do that shit.
Not yet.
But no.
Go ahead.
I know. I'll say I would do that if there was some like payout. But like at this point, like I feel like there's too many actions in the arts and hobby. This is for me, not the one. This is also for the world, but the world can go do world things, right? It's too many actions where it's like, oh, but if I do this, there's the probability of money, and it's like, well, we keep getting further away from the reason, from the goal, and it's like, I'm like, I remember I used to fight because I like fighting, but now I keep on getting deterred by money, and it's just like, or not even money, the prospect, the probability of money, and it's just like, I'm not even becoming good at the thing anymore because I keep going left, because if I go left, there might be money going left, So at this point, I'd rather just do whatever the fuck I want when it comes to art, and then I can also do other things that are designed to make money, and that can be the thing where I just don't give a fuck about compromises because those things are designed to make money,
So I'm not even. Can you hear me, or am I still choppy?
No, you good.
You're not really trying to make money from none of the creative content.
I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about exposure, which I think they're two different things.
That's musician's favorite word right there.
Abraham don't make people.
Like I guess my thing is, like, if you have the possibility of getting more exposure on a platform where you would be the only podcast on there, it would probably mean you would get more listeners. And if people like the content that you're putting on there, then they may click on your Twitch stream more, and more people may come and watch you do it live.
Ask him if he care if people listen to his shit.
I know he doesn't.
Did you catch that
I know.
episode?
So-
Did you catch that therapy episode?
have-
So, I mean,
See,
That was an interesting
I've seen
episode
that
where they
episode.
double
all
teamed
sound
me on
like
that
moot
shit.
stuff. I mean, what you saying makes sense to me, but this shit, I don't know. Abe just like making it, I guess. That's it, right?
And I think the idea of just making stuff is perfectly fine. If you like, because you spend a lot of time uploading things to YouTube and rendering and doing all those things, and I know you don't care about a payout. I mean, the reason why you put it out is because you want it to be accessible to people as well. Pay DistroKid.
We kind of
yearly
losing
fee.
you a little bit. Like,
Again?
at least I am. I don't know about the other two.
I'm losing them too. It's going on now.
Yeah.
What about
Like,
now? Now I got rid of video.
We'll find out as you talk. Because I know you did the leaving room thing, but based on what I know of Discord's infrastructure build, leaving the room will never actually affect anything. You know, resetting the server is more likely to do stuff, and that has nothing to do with any one of us. Like, I would have to reset the room server in of itself. So. But I don't know. Try talking again, and we'll find out if he's still there.
So,
yeah.
I guess what I was saying is, you know, even though you say you don't care,
it's
Immediately
people
it was
listen to us,
blocked.
you know?
yeah, it's tough. It just sounds like you getting bit crushed. You know what I mean? Like
Wow.
it just might be a weak internet connection where you at or something, or like I don't
It
know.
sounded like he was saying you already put in enough time, like uploading your stuff to these other places. So like, apparently you want it accessible to some people. So maybe why not? You know what I'm saying? Do it where maybe I don't know, but I feel like that's the assumption is there is that you care about people. Do I ask you about these things? Uploading it is part of nothing. It ain't even got nothing to do. It don't got nothing to do with it being accessible to people. That's just how he like to choke himself and finish himself off like David Carradine. I mean,
I was
both
gonna
of
say
sickos.
you compare me to Fappin, and I was like, yeah, you
yeah,
are. You
both of you sickos probably got some sort of creative masturbation ritual, but I asked you about this.
It's part of
before,
my these are things I don't even have to I've never really thought of too much, but yeah, like something isn't done until it's released under like aLr.
You don't even care if nobody see it though, you say.
Yeah.
I'd be wondering if that's true though. I'd be wondering
It seemed
if
like
that's
it's much
true.
better, by the way. Like your
Are
picture
you
is much
really-
better.
I'm on my phone now, and I'm on my.
Bobby, do you think he capping, dude? He be capping? Do you think A be capping?
Of course
He
he
be
does.
capping a little bit, right? I think you be. I don't know, but I can't say for other people, so I don't like to speak for other people. But I think you be capping a little bit, A. But you be standing on that shit, so I don't know. But I find it odd that you wouldn't want people to see and appreciate.
It's not that I wouldn't
like,
want. I just
you
for the
just not
probability.
chasing.
Yeah, for the probability, I don't think the chase
What
is
you-
worth
what's
it
the probability,
because there's
right?
a guarantee. Because none of these things are guaranteed. Oh, we lost him again. But none of these things are guaranteed.
And that's not your goal. So, all right, yeah. See, dude. See.
Like, but you know what's guaranteed is like the amount of effort I could put into the game. So I'd rather just be like a dope motherfucker. Like, cause you can't take that away from me. I can't take that. That'll exist no matter how
Just like
little.
the game.
Yeah.
I respect that.
Yeah.
I respect that.
So
Yo, can you hear me or is it choppy?
you know, it's good. It looked like
You know,
caca,
as
but
long as
it
you-
sound good.
As long
So we'll
as
see.
you living in your truth, I guess you'll be all right. You know what I'm saying?
Give it a second and we'll see, Tomas. Like when you start talking again, we'll figure it out if you good or not.
Otherwise, I might have to just.
It seemed fine right now.
Connect with my phone.
Yeah, it seemed fine right now.
What I was trying to say is, you know, you talk about not caring, but you also pay for a service to make sure it gets distributed on every platform out there so it's as accessible as possible. You even message me every time there's a new store in like China or India on DistroKid. You'll be like, hey, there's this new store that came out. Make sure you get on them because who knows? They're a new store in China
Oh,
or India.
keep on going.
Oh, he's exposing them. You get
So-
exposed. This is a,
So
you gotta
I
add
mean,
this part to the podcast.
It is.
This'll
It
be
is.
a
This is the
couple.
point
This is
five.
the
This is the point
Patreon
five.
content.
The Patreon.
The exclusive
NFT
content.
content.
Exposed.
NFT content.
Yeah,
So
guys,
I'm just saying, like, I feel like there's, you even pay for the DistroKid record label. I mean, that's
Yeah.
like $8,500 a year.
I'm carrying Magnus right now. It's a loss. Every year, that's a loss. Not even a loss leader. He's just a loss on my label.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's like I said, I think there's potential in this platform. There's a lot of talk about the NFTs and everything, and you're even talking about getting some of your artwork minted and maybe getting.
Yeah,
that
no, it's
set up
coming
with
out this
NFT.
weekend with unlockable music content.
Yeah, so you're already doing all that. I think that's a lot harder work than just cutting up some audio and being the first.
I don't think it
podcast
is.
on audio.
I don't think it is.
So why are you doing an NFT? Because everybody else is.
Wow, Duke is a shark. Jeez, dude. As soon as he smelt the doubt, yes, young Skywalker. I sense it in you.
Well, that seems more give me the Audius example. I can give you we don't need it. We have an example of NFT fart selling. I don't have one Audius success story.
Because it sounds like you're doing the NFT for money, but you're not doing this for money, is what you're saying. But the NFT thing is catching your attention because people are making money.
There's proof of concept, and all it is another upload spot. Like, believe me, one of the things that took me a long enough time to get on Audius was like, oh my gosh, another fucking audio upload spot. I got spoiled by DistroKid. They do all the uploading for me, but now I gotta upload it on Distro and another fucking upload spot. And then with the NFT drops, now another fucking upload spot. But if this one at least gives me money, then it's like, all right, well, something.
Well, I guess this is the thing, though.
Another upload spot is less work to me.
You said you weren't in it for the money, so saying at least this gives me money, kind of, you're contradicting yourself there. Because the whole time you said it's not about money.
Because I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still doing the same thing I was gonna do regardless. I'm not changing the art or nothing. I'm not chopping up my song or my artwork into editable, digestible content stuff.
Yeah, but you have to get a crypto wallet, and you got to buy Ethereum, and you got to get.
I have all that already. I'm not even going to use any real money I have. I have it from getting free money because people on this podcast are generous to tell me when there's free money to get. So,
is there really no part of you that desires at the least being recognized for whatever skill level?
I thought you were going to ask for money.
Because
I thought that would be
money. But check it. Money is just a representation of people's recognition of it, right? Or what they found value in it in some meaning, whether you agree with it, whether people value things that are necessarily worth what they say they are is a different question. But it is just a representation. If a lot of people buy Pepsi, a lot of people must appreciate it for something to keep buying it, whether it's good or it isn't, or whatever. But that's not what I wanted to go down. But I was just saying,
You talking about
no part of you that wants recognition, whether that's in the form of money.
I think as a hard counter,
reviews, whatever.
I think as a hard counter for maybe caring a little bit too much about what other people thought when I was younger. I think as a hard counter now, whether it's right or wrong, or maybe I'm burying it subconsciously, I don't think I care much, if at all, about the recognition part. Because you can still be dope and not be recognized. And I also feel there's several examples where you don't got to be dope at all and be totally recognized, So the good part seems to really be if you want to be good or not, So if I want to be recognized, I just got to recognize myself, and that's it.
But you still want to make a little cheddar cheese on the side.
Because I need freedom, baby. I need freedom. I want freedom, I want freedom. So if I can do the same thing, but I just gotta be troubled by another upload spot, then so be it, you know? And it seems silly enough that it also feels like you're playing the lottery for better or worse, you know? So, which I feel is like a higher probability to risk factor, like worth it than
What's
posting
playing
on
the lottery?
What's
What's the winnings from this lottery?
No, I mean like the NFT thing just feels like very lotteristic right now, and
As
more
opposed to
cutting up stuff and putting it on audience. That doesn't feel like even what would be the reward? It like bunch of people listening, and that'd be dope.
Visibility is more likely on the NFT thing, or an immediate payout. You're saying presume that you get saw. Look, the road to most good things, it ain't. It will be a lottery if you just leave it up to chance, but some stuff, you know what I mean? Look,
I can't go down every path. You know what I mean?
In all seriousness, if I put up the NFT art that I planned, my aLr collection, that I'm not even going to go into any more detail, but it's going to be exclusive. You know, like I don't even know
what is it again? France LaCroix or some shit?
France LaCroix, yeah. You know what I mean? But from what I was even reading is that, and you kind of told me this before, is that I don't know if it's like a Amazon or eBay type algorithm that optimizes the feed for these kind of things. I could kind of play games. It sounds like what you said, visibility is kind of going to be dependent on you.
Yeah, OpenSea doesn't exist right now because it's going to take forever to become public.
Right? These things are all kind of new, right? So even me kind of joking doing it, I'm literally doing it with a lottery kind of sense, and to just kind of see what the process looks like and do it. But I don't really know that I'm not going to put any work into selling these silly pictures that I'm going to make or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's not
but
silly.
but no. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying. But at the same time, I don't have any expectation of that either. I wouldn't, you know what I'm saying, be disappointed if nothing happens about it, because I understand what I'm doing. But I guess what I'm saying is, to his point, like, you are doing these kind of things, right? Like, part of your jerk off ritual, I know. But isn't it all kind of a chance, maybe with slightly different probabilities? You saying you picking the better ones. I don't know what they are. You can't quantify them for me.
Better ones in my head, yeah.
I'll
sure.
Strike you on that one, yeah, for sure. Show me the numbers on the probabilities, right? You don't know.
Yeah.
But isn't it all a chance if you kind of just leaving it up to that?
Sure.
Anybody can get lucky.
Yeah.
I don't play the lottery though, because the odds ain't good though.
Yeah.
While I can't, the logic, right? While I can't win if I don't play, the odds are so crazy that I actually don't play, because, right, like, the odds don't really make sense for me for me to play. But,
yeah.
But you playing though.
Okay.
That's all. I'm just saying that. I don't know. If someone could easily look right and say there's a contradiction. I'm not saying you're contradicting yourself. I'm just saying. I wouldn't buy no lottery tickets. I wouldn't buy no lottery tickets if I wasn't trying to play the lottery, is what I'm saying. Which I don't.
He's got a lottery subscription.
Wow, yo,
to the mega box.
Yo, he says you got a year, dude. Yearly.
I watch a lot of Abe's content because I enjoy it. I think it's funny. I think it's good. I think you guys have good topics. I think great content needs to be consumed. And I think there's a good window of opportunity where people can consume it and will enjoy it. And if it doesn't work out, well, whatever. But I think you make this stuff because you want people to consume it. And it shouldn't be, I'm with you. It's not about the money. It's about, these conversations get people thinking about different things. I know it does for you guys when you guys discuss it, because I hear the tangents you go into. Some topics excite you. Does the same thing for Abe. I've watched almost every single one of Abe's podcasts because I enjoy them. I think they're funny. I like hearing my friends talk about art and what gets them inspired, and I think other people would like to hear that too. And I think that's enough of a reason to upload it on a platform where they're literally it's so young that there's no podcast on there. But who knows? Maybe you'll get lucky and a lot of people will listen to it. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is a waste of time and nothing will happen. But for all the stuff that you already pay for and all the steps that you already do, and we're still in a pandemic. All we got is time. Do you think you could cut up audio while you're doing this simultaneously? Is that a thing you think? Because these
No and
podcasts take
yes.
6 hours.
No and yes, because I don't now I've got it. So when I first started this version with Phil, I had to actually listen to it, but I've optimized it so much that I just find the intro, I find the outro. That's it. That's it. Like if I'm in the mood, I put a song in the beginning and look for a funny moment. But I don't even have to listen to them anymore. Unless someone reveals something stupid that they really want me to delete, then I can like maybe find that and get rid of it. But yeah, I no longer even have to listen to them. So now chopping it up, I would have to have to listen to it,
Well, because it could be as simple as just setting yourself a timestamp every time you change topic.
Yeah. I used to try to do that too for like the show notes, but then I was like, that's extra work too. So.
Timestamp thing sounds dope though.
Yeah. Timestamps are always dope.
Yeah, we could do that too as well.
Hey man, if someone wants to do them, get on it. I don't want to do it though.
Abe's not doing it. Abe's not doing it. And here's what I said this to you. Like, here's the thing. Like, this isn't my main thing, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of just partaking and participating with you. I don't give a fuck if nobody likes it. I talk to y'all anyway because y'all my friends. So I could be selfish and enjoy the experience. If it's live on Twitch, that's cool.
Yeah.
I'm not the creative type like you all seem to be to make music and these kind of things. Obviously, I'm creative, in my own kind of ways and stuff like that. But I mean, in terms of like the arts, the visual arts, music, like I'm not into that. So this is your thing. So not that I wouldn't, but if you don't want to chop it up, I'm not gonna chop it up. I chop up not audio, but I chop up my own shit on my own time. I put it in for my type of stuff. If you cared about it at that level, if you would, you already know. I already do joint shit with other people. If they serious about this shit, not that you're not serious about this, but you're not about that aspect of it. So I'm not gonna, you know what I'm saying, get into it. And you don't care about it. So why would I even be doing this unless what I was trying to monetize this for this? Maybe at a later time or anything, but when you're ready to do those kind of things, like if you cool the way this is and you enjoying it the way it is, then I'm cool. I'm not pushing for this to become anything that you don't want it to become or anything like that. Could it make money? That's sure. Could a lot of people like it? I think so. Could we work to make those things happen? I already do that with some stuff, so I already know what things could happen with certain type of stuff. I couldn't say with guarantee with this, but nah, you know what I'm saying? You like the podcast and the video. You don't see me recording shit and fucking making beats. I couldn't make a beat. My life depended on it. Not like the way you guys
just one
do.
app away. You just one app away.
Right.
We trying too hard. Ableton.
Nah, I mean,
like
in
losers.
A separate conversation, yeah, I know we spoke about that. Yes, right. I probably couldn't make beats with the current things, but nah. So I mean, if you ready to do some other shit, take shit to the next level, or do something, I'm always down to do some cool fucking shit. But you wanna, you know what I'm saying? I'm cool keeping it like this too. I work super crazy, more than most know, but you know what I'm saying? So it's whatever vision you want to have with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And Duke ain't chopping the audio up if money ain't
All I was saying was if Abe wants to, like some Phil said, if you wanted to like put a time, like I bet we're gonna cut the conversation right there. Boom, this is the hour already. All right, we got an hour. So you just tell us off the rip, like, yeah, we got an hour segment. Boom, we're just gonna talk a whole bunch of shit, whole bunch of topics. We'll have topics. You have yada yada for an hour, and we just chat about everything you bring up. You mediate the shit, and we just talk shit for an hour. And then, all right, this is an hour, y'all. We gonna have to wrap it up. Boom, boom, boom. Cool.
I could probably, as I think of even more optimization, it can probably be cut live as we do it if I keep hitting stop start as we're doing it. I just got to be more attentive of it, you know.
I'm gonna get off in a few minutes, but
like
this is what I think though. I think in time, you'll we always giving Abe the therapy session. I don't know why this is happening to you, Abe. I think
this is content.
I think you'll get settled into yourself as a creative and your stuff. Not to say that you're not like confident now, but I think when you get more settled, I think you'll start to care more about these other aspects of stuff. Like clearly there's not incentive now enough for you to do these things. It's a lottery shot. Is whatever the reason is. You didn't say it's not good enough, but I'm just saying whatever the reason is, it don't make sense for you to do it. It's not valuable for you to do it now. But like maybe when your skill super the level that you envision it and you could do this shit super quick like a ninja, then all of the rest of the shit's easier, right? And take less time. And I always say to you too, being more in business stuff, you don't always got to do the stuff that you don't like you're gonna do. I ain't gonna say you're gonna get it done for free, but it don't mean you got to do. You gotta do everything.
If the ends justify me, and I get me an editor, you know,
right? Yeah, outsource. You know, usually in the beginning you wear all the hats, but you don't gotta do all of the stuff that you're not interested in to get the benefit from it. Hey, there's people out there that like to promote stuff, and that's what the fuck they do, and they enjoy doing it, and have fucking at it. I don't know. We both get paid, right? So you'll get there. You see yourself as the master? You think you're gonna be the master?
Show enough, right? Show enough.
Do you see it? Do you see Master Abe? Do you even have like a silhouette? You ain't got like a silhouette?
Abe's at the point where he's just like the content creator guy. He's like, he's got his camera with him everywhere he goes. He's always asking.
That's old Abe, man. You ain't see.
Well, yeah, that's
you ain't see post COVID Abe. You ain't see post COVID.
This is during a pandemic, but you had less time before, and you're still managing to like get all these edits together and stuff like that. You got more time now.
And you're real critical out of the stuff. You need to be the change in the world that you want to see. All right, Abe. All right, you need to get this stuff out there so we stop seeing the garbage that you're always complaining about. Once something done good, you got to do it yourself, right? As they say. So, we want these good movies, these good beats, because all they putting out here is this trash. Yo, we need somebody to be the champion. Got to be some people out there, right? That try to do it for you, right? For the people like you.
Let's go, Abe.
Oh shit! I motivated Duke. Duke's a billionaire. I don't even want to hear about nothing.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna end this with I told you about the Winter Soldier and Falcon show. And yo, motherfucker can't even get a loan after saving the world. So there's no incentive to saving the world. I ain't trying to save nobody. Fuck off.
Yeah, he's still the Falcon though. Don't get it twisted though.
Yeah, he said bought him goodwill.
He still saved half the universe.
He bought him goodwill.
Sometimes the markets is irrational, right? They can remain They can remain irrational longer than you can remain solvent. Know what I'm saying?
Who knows? Maybe by episode 6, maybe he get that loan, and maybe everybody's happy.
Yo, man, I'm just saying, though.
Irrational markets. That's dope.
Put it into the world, Abe.
There you go.
The world needs it.
You got to see the master.
The world needs a hero.
I'm Diesel in the future. I'm like Hot Diesel, fucking rich. I have mad ninja skills. Why are you shaking your head?
I ain't shake my head. Oh, you talking about Duke?
No, Duke is shaking his head. I don't care if you don't see the vision. That's cool. That's cool. Your site ain't required for it. So you see the YouTube video of me like 49 kicked through a tree trunk. know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna point at the screen and say, "Duke, you're next," just like that, like Shao Kahn or something like that. But I'm a sign off.
Dude.
And call it a night.
Bacon.